الرحيم وبه نستعين وهو خير معين. Today we are starting seminary course, and today is Al-Mahdi Seminary class number 1. In today's class we are going to discuss about the curriculum of seminary classes, syllabus of Hawza Ilmiya class. First and foremost, let me tell you that first Hawza, first seminary, was established in Najaf al-Ashraf by Sheikh Tusi, rahmatullahi alayh. It was more than 1,000 years ago. Second famous seminary was opened in Qum, and that was 120 years ago. There was no seminary during the times of infallible personalities. There were institutes. I mean, there was no need of ijtihad during the presence of infallible. If Imam is there, you won't act upon the education of ijtihad, because ijtihad is need during the ghaibat of ma'asum, when infallible prophet or imam is not there, then you will need ijtihad. After the ghaibat of imam of the time, for few centuries, Shias did not feel need of ijtihad, because the education of Imam al-Mahdi Salamullah alayhi was enough. With the time, passing of the time, we needed to open the schools of ijtihad, which can guide us toward nas of ma'asum, decision of infallible. So if you discuss about the history of seminary, history of Hawza, today you learn that history of Hawza does start from Najaf, not from Medina. Ijtihad started from Najaf, not from Mecca.
Any special reason?
Reason is that when Ma'asum is there, you do not need ijtihad. If today, yes, if today Imam of the time appears, so you will not follow Sistani, Khamenei, Makarim. No more. That is the end. All the Tawzihul Masail and Risala Amliya will be suspended upon arrival of Imam. Because when Imam is there, you do not need to ask any mujtahid.
Of course.
Goal of connection and contact to mujtahid is to discover the order of infallible. When Masoom is there, you don't have to go through jurist to Masoom. You will directly go to Masoom. That is why history of seminary begins, Shia Seminary, Hausa Ilmiya, from Najaf al-Ashar. And when Sheikh al-Tusi, Sheikh al-Taifa opened this seminary, that was in initial stages. But after that, A'yanu Shia, very big personalities of Shias, they were there in Najaf. Like recently, clergies like Khoi and Khomeini, clergies like Shirazi and Burjardi, clergies like Shahrudi and Khorasani, clergies like Ansari, Kukamari, Kashiful Ghata, etc. So, this was the first step. History of seminary. Now we have a lot of seminaries all over the world. But these two are major seminaries. Al-Hawzatul Ilmiya Al-Najaf and Al-Hawzatul Ilmiya Qum Al-Muqaddas. Is this clear?
Quickly.
Okay. Let us go to syllabus. Let us write down today the knowledges which we discuss. Then we will discuss the books. Knowledges. Number 1, ilmu sarf. Knowledge of sarf. Sarf means to revolve. When you rotate, revolve, I think it's called sarf. In this knowledge, you revolve words into different shapes to create different meanings. That's called ilmu sarf. Number 1, knowledge of sarf. Sarf means to revolve. Like zaraba, he, female, one person, third person, hit. Zaraba, those, two person, third person, hit in past. Due to this one alif, dual came. Zaraba was one person, Zaraba told us two person. Zarabu, plural person. Wav is for plural. So this is sarf, ilmu sarf. Number 2, ilmu nahab. This is Hausa class, introductory class today, class number 1. Al-Mahdi Seminary, class number 1. Then inshallah we'll go to Quranic interpretation. So, ilmu sarf is number 1. Number 2, ilmu nahav. Nahav means path, way, highway. this knowledge tells us about Alaikum Salam, grammar. Basically, both ilm sarf and nahv, both are grammar. Ilm sarf discuss about origin of the word, origin, and ilm nahv discuss about the connection of the words. Mubtada and khabar, subject, object. This will be discussed in ilm nahv. End of the word, how it should be pronounced, that we will get from ilm nahv. Is it singular, plural, male, female, first person, second person, third person? This we will achieve this knowledge from sarf. Ilm sarf, ilmun nahv. Number 3, ilmul mantiq, logic. Sughra, kubra, wusta, qaziya, mawzu, mahmul. How you can decorate your conversation and how you can logically convey your message. Ilmul mantiq discuss about that. This is number 3. Mantiq, logic, nutq, speaking.
Rationality.
Yes. The human beings are superior than animals due to nafs natiqa, speaking power. Cow, buffalo cannot tell if she has pain. But human beings, they can tell joy or pain. So this is mantiq, ilmul mantiq. Number 3, ilm ma'ani, bayan, badi'. Ilmul ma'ani, wal bayan, wal badi'. Meanings, knowledge of meaning, knowledge of description, knowledge of decoration. How you can use nice words and sentences to make sure that your conversation is going to be impressive. That is knowledge of bayan, ma'ani, bayan, and badi. 4 knowledges so far? 4.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
I missed the last word. Meaning, description.
Badi', decoration.
Oh, decoration.
Decoration. Proper, putting the words in a proper way. Badi'. Number 5. Arabic literature. Adab, literature. That will tell us about meanings of the words, how we use meanings for one word. In Arabic, we see 70 meanings can be created from a word. 70. Suppose ain, ya, nun. Ain means this eye. Ain means sun. Ain means well.
So you mean from and you can derive these words, or they actually mean this?
No, they mean this, but when you will use, usage will differentiate. Suppose if I ask you, Jib li al-ma min al-ain, please bring water for me from an. What does mean an?
Well.
Well, very nice. Do not let run water from your ain. Means,
I.
see,
And Akbar.
that is alif.
Oh.
That means where. So this is ilmul adab. The student of seminary should get expert in literature. He should have command on the meanings of the words. He should know chains of words. This is number 5. Number 6. Quranic interpretation. Of course, we did not make it number 1 because we need to learn something to get expert in Quranic interpretation. Quranic interpretation is not easy task. It's very tough job. We have hadith. Man fassara al-Qur'ana bi ra'yihi falyatabawwa maq'aduhu bin-nar. Whoever will use Quranic interpretation according to his or her will, beside will of Allah, will be put in fire of hell. So this is very important to learn that ilm al-tafsir, Quranic interpretation knowledge, is very important after being expert in ulum al-Arab, literature, sarf, nahv, mantiq. This was number 5. Number 6, ilmul falsafa, philosophy. After Quranic interpretation.
Quranic interpretation, number 6.
Number 6. Okay, number 7, philosophy. Seminary students, they should learn philosophy, old and modern, both, which will educate them to understand the will of God, the will of Prophet.
Sir, is this the will or the concept?
Concept, yes, basically theology.
Theology, yes.
Basically theology, yeah, theme, yes. Will means here, theme. What is the theme of Allah? What Allah wants from me. If I can know that, that will put me into Jannat. And if I am ignorant, that will put me into hell. So it's very important that seminary classes are basically source to achieve the knowledge of Islam, to achieve the theological approach, to learn ethical values, to learn history, etc., to make sure that we are going to go into Jannah and we can make other people also Jannati. That's basically goal of seminary classes. Number 8, ethics. The seminary students should have ethical lectures, ethical courses. We have 2 famous teachers of ethics, Naraqiyan, father and son, Naraqi. These Naraqiyan, they have books, Mi'raj al-Sa'ada or Al-Akhlaq of Shubbar. These can be used as ethical courses. Ethics is basically a faculty which tells us how to protect ourselves, prevent ourselves from attacks of shaitan. Number 9, history. The seminary students will learn history, which can be ibrat, lessonable for them, which can teach them good and bad. Divine education of Allah and the devil concepts of shaitan. Ethics is basically faculty which can close us to Allah and make us very far from shaitan.
So these are the rules that the Muslim boundaries.
Yes. And number 10, ilmul hadith. The student of Hausa should learn hadith, pattern of hadith. Which hadith is weak, which is complete, which is incomplete, which has source, which does not have source, which was directly delivered from Prophet to us through the genuine sources, and which was damaged in between. All these knowledges, at least these 10 knowledges, are the base of seminary classes. So, Al-Mahdi Seminary class number 1 is over. You have few minutes to ask question, and inshallah after 5 minutes we'll start Dars Quran number 255. Kareem, was it good for you?
Oh yeah, that's very good, very good.
You
I
have-
got
you have
basic
written-
understanding.
Also, we will put inshallah on YouTube
Yeah,
these classes.
right.
You may refer to others. You may email these links to other students who can even learn. They don't have to come physically here. They can learn online. Yeah, inshallah.
Oh, पुराने पे परले पास परले
When you spoke about like the reason why we didn't have to have the houses during the time of the infallibles, we understand that. Now, during the time of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, when he had his representatives, that was also because people was able
Yeah,
to
there
ask
was-
his representatives,
yes, very
and they
nice.
would go back and get that direct answer.
During the Ghaibat Sughra, there was no house
Right.
because Imam was there. Imam was writing the letters. Imam was correcting his assistants.
Right.
He was appointing his assistants. And you know the 4
Right.
assistants of him. Nawabul Arba'a,
I don't know him by name, but I know he had 4.
Usman ibn Sa'id, Muhammad ibn Usman, Sheikh Ali, Samuri, and Hussein Roh. These were 4 appointees of Imam, who were visiting Imam physically. They were writing letters to Imam, and Imam was answering them. So that time there was no need of ijtihad. Nuwab Arba'a, all the 4 assistants of Imam were not mujtahid. We didn't need mujtahid because Imam was there. Due to Ghaibat al-Kubra, when we were unable to visit our Imam, we needed ijtihad to make sure that the doctrine which we are using and we are acting upon that doctrine of Sharia is the footstep of Imam or is the order of infallible personality. That is why we needed hawzas and ijtihad more later on.
And the last question is, no, the 4th one, ilm, what's the Arabic ilm, what? After
Ma'ani.
describe the meaning.
Ma'ani,
Mani?
ma'ani, ilmul ma'ani ilmul bayan, ilmul badi'. These all three are
Okay.
considered as one knowledge.
Right. Alhamdulillah.
Basically, this is for decoration of the sentences of Arabic. Because our original source is in Arabic. That's why if we are expert in Arabic, we'll be expert in Quranic interpretation of hadith, and we will be expert in jurisprudence.
Last one, inshallah, is the last one. What days are we going to be doing these classes on?
Inshallah, we will announce.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can add two more, and that will end our ilm al-usul and ilm al-fiqh. Ilm al-usul, usul al-fiqh. Of course, we have two usul al-aqaid, principles of theology. That God is one. God is just. He sent 124,000 prophets, 12 imams, etc. There will be day of judgment. This is called usul al-aqaid. One is usul al-fiqh. Usul al-fiqh, roots of jurisprudence. Roots of jurisprudence. And of course the 12th one is fiqh, jurisprudence. What is halal, what is haram. Inshallah we'll discuss this if you are available tomorrow. Inshallah. We can continue it tomorrow. This was Al-Mahdi Seminary class number 1 regarding the introduction of courses, curriculum and syllabus of study of seminary and history of background of seminary. وصلى الله على رسوله الكريم وآل بيته الطيبين.